Welcome to the Quick Stop F1 podcast. My name is Nyasha, and you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. We appreciate that. I am literally halfway to a wedding, but there's no way that I would not commentate and speculate and analyze the most exciting F1 weekend of the year, Monaco, with none other than Queen of Monaco. Monaco? Queen of Saturday. Do you want to be Queen of Monaco?
You're giving me all these like monikers. It works. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, look,
Monaco, Saturday, whatever.
Yeah. If you throw enough stuff at a wall, it will stick at some point.
Exactly.
So we'll keep going. But anyway, welcome. Tasha, I don't have any sound effects for you because I literally sat on the floor trying to get all this stuff working. But yay!
This is like the most lo-fi setup ever.
I'm literally sat on the floor right now. Like, this is insane.
You got one of those tin cans with the little string.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Quick Stop F1
podcast. Oh my gosh. Well, look, Monaco is the most important qualifying of the year because this is the qualifying session which sets the grid where it is near impossible to overtake tomorrow, but that doesn't mean that the race has already been decided. But one person who is hoping that it will be is none other than Charles Leclerc, who has once again taken pole position at his home race in much cleaner circumstances this time as well. Tasha, are you going to go out on a limb and say the curse has been lifted?
Oh man, I don't want to jinx him because I am superstitious, but I do feel like the circumstances are there for him to win. Like, I feel like it's on his shoulders. Yeah. Like, the Red Bulls don't look as strong. I mean, the McLarens do look really rapid and fast, but I still think that Charles has that edge. It's his home race. He is very fearless around the circuit. Like, it's up to him. So as long as he's not in his head, I think he can pull it off. And I do think this is like the right mix of like cosmic energy and you know what I mean? Like, it's the planets are aligned. Like, this is for him to take. So it's, I think it will be lifted, but I'll knock on wood just in case.
Touch wood, indeed. My little blonde wood. No, wow.
Listen, it's working though. I love the blonde. Like, it's giving summer.
I did dye my hair.
Monaco.
And then I forgot about it. And then I went to sleep. And then woke up in the morning. And I kid you not, I was like, oh my God, I had the fright of my life looking in the mirror.
Did you have like a Britney moment where you like did it in the, like a fit of rage and you...
Yeah, I had like a cigarette in one hand, hair dye in the other, just like all those mean tweets I read about people saying about Monaco. I just like, you know what, screw you guys. In all honesty, I just thought, you know what, I've always wanted to do it and I've just done it. And
that's
like, thank you. So Leclerc is on pole. What we did not expect to see, I guess, is one Max Verstappen down in sixth. Yeah. And now look, I'm not one to enjoy a bad weekend for Max Verstappen, but I might have enjoyed it a little bit. Just a smidgen. That Red Bull really, I mean, he's not really had a grip on it at all this weekend. And we're starting to look at some cracks in the RB. I think this is probably the third race in a row. Of course, last weekend, you know, he took pole, but it never really felt as comfortable as normal. And obviously we had Miami. We're going to, this is definitely, you know, probably the worst I've kind of seen.
Yeah.
And whereas last year we saw this incredible performance from Max where he was on the edge and he hit, you know, he's hitting the wall, but all of, you know, finding pace somehow. This year we've seen him kind of hitting the wall on the first corner. And it not really equating to extra lap time. So I guess for you, you know, what did you make of Max Verstappen's performance this weekend? I guess, there must have been a surprise for you as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think just their weekend, Red Bull, like as a team, like in general, kind of like threw me a little bit. I think there was like FlowViz on the car and like FP1, and I was like, when's the last time I've seen FlowViz on a Red Bull? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I know they have a bunch of new like stuff on the car, but I'm just like, when's the last time they really like tested this car? So that kind of threw me a little bit. And then obviously, Perez hasn't had a great weekend, which, take it or leave it. But then Max has also not had a great weekend. And I feel like the difference between Max and Perez is like usually Max can pick up the slack, like if the car is not like balanced correctly or like there's some sort of like, difficulty, he's still able to like compose himself. So yeah, it was a little bit shocking to see like his, last lap in quali, he basically hit the wall and then just abandoned the lap completely. So yeah, I don't know what to make of the weekend so far. It seems frustrating for their team, but yeah, it feels abnormal a little bit.
It does feel abnormal, right? Yeah. It does feel abnormal. And look, if you were to say, anything, could you link it to the turmoil within the team? Probably not, because, even though stuff is going on, in the background, they've been picking up victories and pole positions. So you can't really say that. So I guess, it feels though as though then, they just don't have a handle on it. And other teams are catching up as well.
Yeah.
And we're seeing people bring updates, and Red Bull almost, it's like they're standing still and the rest of the kind of pack are catching up to them, which is great, which is all anyone wants. We just want some jeopardy, we just want something going on. But I mean, I'm kind of excited still, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
I'm
right there with you.
We just cannot have another season like last season. And look, it was great. And as much as you want to talk about, like, I think witnessing greatness, witnessing history, witnessing great performances from Max Verstappen, like we said last week, in terms of, there's that respect there for him. He seems to be getting the most out of the car. F1 as a sport needs competition, and it needs something other than Max. I think the Miami Grand Prix was like a record Grand Prix viewing for like America. I think I was looking at that. Which, and you can probably attribute some of that to the fact that people were probably hearing that there was a chance that Max Verstappen wasn't going to win, and, it would be exciting to see something like that. So I guess for you, do you think, I guess I'll just throw it to you, you're a smarter person than me, more balanced, more wise. Am I getting ahead of myself, or and this is just maybe like a circuit specific thing, or no, or are we seeing, I guess, the 2024 season 2.0, I guess, which seems to have started since Miami?
I mean, for me, I think I'm trying to not get too ahead of myself, because I don't want to get excited over the fact that, everybody's catching up, but I still feel like even when Red Bull has their moments like where they're faltering, they're still able to pull something out of that car that keeps them ahead of the pack. So I'm going to probably like hold off for a few races just to see, but it does feel, at least right now, this is round 8. And the McLarens are right there. The Ferraris are up there. So, I mean, to see them this close, this early in the season, where like, I think previously we had to wait toward the end of the year, when everybody else was starting to bring their upgrade packages. So I think right now it feels like apprehension, like, okay, is this real? But their team does genuinely seem to be struggling at the moment with the car, trying to like find more time. And, like we kind of talked about during preseason, the Red Bull is sort of hitting that upper limit of what they can do to make it faster. So genuinely, we are seeing them become like swallowed up by their competition around them. So yeah, it's exciting. The prospects are exciting. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's great. It's exciting. And man, how much would it mean for Charles to finally break that? I mean, I don't think I've and with worse luck at their home Grand Prix than Charles. Like, honestly, like, I don't know who's banging judge on Charles Leclerc. Like, I don't know who's got the voodoo doll, who's got the spells, potions, but just put it at the end, please.
Yeah.
Like, just let the man live. And
just let him have this one thing. He needs it.
he needs that. Like, like, what are the chances of someone from Monaco growing up to become one of the greatest talents in F1 at the moment?
Yeah.
And for him to have had as many kind of opportunities as he's had to get that home Grand Prix win.
Yeah.
And it's just always seemed to, for one reason or another, I mean, it's a catalogue of misfortune for him. Do you trust in Ferrari to give him the strategy? Do you trust in Charles that he won't have, you know, he does have the bozo gene.
Yeah.
He is liable to mistake. Like, if I said gun to your head, do you think he's going to bring it home tomorrow? What do you think?
Ooh. See, okay, my instinct said no. Like, as soon as you asked it, my brain was like, no. And like, I don't want it to be, because Charles is very talented and he's very fast. And again, he seems the most comfortable here. But like you said, it's always something. Like, your gearbox is whatever. Like, like, it's just, it never comes together for him, or other teams are faster. Like, this really feels like maybe his best chance to win in a long time. So I feel like maybe, I don't know, I just need him to do like some like exercises at home, like some breathing exercises tonight, and just sort of like get his head in the right space, because this is up to him. Whether he wins or loses, it's up to him tomorrow. So, and I don't know if that's pressure, but he needs to.
We're talking about Carlos Sainz, and he like just listening at home. Wow, like listening at home with this manifestation. You are incredible.
You was kind. You was smart.
You did not make mistakes.
Right.
Not find you. But like, is to go on YouTube, find that manifestation playlist, get all the sleep you can, and good luck.
Yeah, for real.
I think the world is rooting for you tomorrow. In all honesty, it'd be one of the stories of the season, and a story completed for Charles. But next to him is someone we spoke about last week, and a guy who almost looks. I kind of did compare the two a little bit last week in terms of blistering one lap pace.
Yeah.
Piastri.
Yep.
Up in second, a tenth and a half behind, but out qualifying Lando Norris, and those two seem, in qualifying, Piastri does seem to on occasion have the better of Lando, and at a track like Monaco, it's a pretty simple strategy that's going to be there tomorrow, and obviously the overtaking is going to be fairly minimal. Let's be honest. I guess, what do you make of Oscar Piastri's performance this weekend?
Good for him. I didn't see it coming. Like I mean, it didn't seem like McLaren were, really like that much of a threat to pole contention. And so, for Oscar to be out there and just, I feel like, again, fearless is the word that comes to mind. I don't know if it's because he's young and he has nothing to lose and he's just like going for it. But I think this track favors the drivers who can just drive and not think. And I feel like he's so good at that. Like, you see his like demeanor and his composure, and it just feels like kind of like beyond his years, right? Like, he just feels like he's been here before, as we say. Again, like, I didn't see it coming, but I'm glad that he was able to put those laps together and like, I don't know, just like show himself as like a threat. Like, he's definitely somebody who, like, as I said, like when he starts to get that experience, like in the race, I think he's going to be something special. And I think right now it's just nice to see how he's able to compose himself in these like high pressure moments and show up and show out. Cause I was not looking for him this weekend.
No. Yeah. And like, like you say, when he is someone who seems to be able to hook up a great one lap, and for him to do it at Monaco,
right,
in a car which we're not kind of looking at as a front row car. I just think, I love this kid. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I am, if not, I'm not president of the Oscar fan club, but I'm definitely like the highest tier paying member.
Platinum member. Piastri
like,
Platinum.
that's me. Like, I get a ticket. I'm getting the meet and greet,
right?
And I'm just gonna be doing like funny poses with him, like hugging him, my feet in the air. So no, he's and really good qualifying performance from Oscar. Qualifying his teammate Lando Norris, also ahead of Carlos in third. Should we talk about Mercedes quickly?
Yeah. I'm not mad at it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say, I think the car looked better.
Yeah.
Like more drivable, I think is the word. Lewis and George both look pretty comfortable, and they both were putting in like really great laps, actually. And yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say. I mean, I was hoping and praying that they would get maybe like a step or two higher, like maybe like 5th and 6th, but you forget that there's the McLarens, in the mix and stuff like that. So yeah, I think that's genuinely the best we could do. And it looked like the car was in the best spot that it's been in for a long time. So yeah, that's this.
Yeah.
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 Exactly.
When you're expectations are low. And you're right, it does look a lot better to handle at points. And like I said, Lewis and George have both been quite happy with how the cars move forward. Do we need to have a conversation about Lewis Hamilton's qualifying form?
No.
Oh, cool. Right, let's go into...
Not yet. This car is not in a place that I feel like
we
need to go there with.
What?
What happened? I don't think he really made any mistakes, did he?
No.
Unless I missed something.
I guess not. There'll be people, I guess, that watch this show.
Yeah.
And there'll be people that I see online who will say the greatest comparator is your teammate.
Right.
And I guess there is context that I think we know that Lewis is comfortable pushing the car in different direction strategies, right? And I think that was the case a few races ago for sure. I think it was explicitly said. So, I think there's always context. And I guess Lewis Lewis isn't bothered about beating his teammate, especially being his teammate for 5th and 6th and 7th, right?
Right.
We're looking at more, and obviously as well in the race we've seen race pace is something that they're fine about. So I'm not. Yeah. I guess I'm not. Oh my god, my button's just undone. Oh my god. What a tease.
There's some hoes in this house.
Oh man. So I'm not, but I think I wanted to tee that up. Say I'm not bothered about it. I don't need too much into it. I think I'll be interested to see how many points both have at the end of the season. I think for me that's like the most important. Points aren't won on Saturday.
Right.
I'd hope that we'll see over the course of the season. I think between the two of them, they'll always be close. Right. And I guess yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I feel like, to give George his credit, because he's definitely been the more consistent of the two in quali, and he's definitely been fast. So it's not to take anything away from George. I do know this weekend George got the upgraded front wing. So there's slight advantage there. And I think Lewis is just in a place where I've seen people say like, oh, don't say that he's not trying or not giving it his all. And I don't think that at all. Like, I think that Lewis definitely is always 100% going to do his best. But I also think he's like, let go, let God, right now. Like, he's not going to push himself or overly exert himself for this team for this season. So I think it's a weird season to analyze qualifying. Obviously, it's qualifying is happening. You can't completely throw it out. But it's just a weird season because they're constantly doing two totally different setups in quali. They're, just kind of experimenting so much with the car that it just feels weird to even try to analyze it. Yeah. Because even they are having issues analyzing their performances. So it's that's kind of what I mean. I'm not saying that Lewis can't be critiqued, but I personally just don't see the point of it this season, or at least in this instance where they really weren't making many mistakes and the car just wasn't on pace with the faster cars. So
yeah, for sure. Yeah. And I think if you're a Mercedes fan, nobody wins in a family feud. It's fun. Don't get me wrong. I love scrapping with George Russell fans. Right. But I think if the upgrades do what they're supposed to, all we want is a car that is more stable, more balanced, something that they're able to build on throughout, throughout a weekend. And look, the pace of Lewis in FP1 and FP2 as well was really good. Seeing Lewis at the top of a timing sheet again, was incredible for FP1. And, that's the stuff that we want to see. I think, again, I'm not too bothered about 5th, 6th, 7th. I just want a car that is fast, reliable, and balanced and able for them to kind of build throughout the weekend and get pace.
Yeah.
We'll see from there. Right.
We'll see.
What do you do? Do you do the grid and then predictions, or predictions and then the grid?
That's a great question. We can do whatever you want. You can do the grid first, and we can...
Let's do the grid. Okay. So, in 20th is Zhou Guan Yu, followed by Valtteri Bottas in 19th. That Sauber is not good.
No. Not at all.
I think put some more money into that shit. What's going on? That car.
Yeah. Not good.
No. 18th, Mijo Sergio Perez. Bruh.
No, if I call him a bum, I'm the bad guy, right? If I say he's a bum, I'm the bad guy. What the hell? I know the car is bad this weekend, but P18?
There's no excuse.
No.
There's no excuse. No. I'm sorry. Zero excuse. Yeah. Especially on a weekend where your teammate is not on pole. This is what I mean about Sergio. This guy's a bum. I'll say it. I'm sick and tired of this. Participation medals, bro.
Right.
This guy should be the one. He's the only one who can take the title fight to Max in the same car.
Yeah.
And on a weekend where your teammate's struggling, that doesn't mean you have to struggle times 3, bro.
Right.
Oh, I'm so frustrated with this guy. And I guess, obviously there were issues. I think there were some traffic issues or whatever, but
everybody's dealing with the same shit.
Everyone is dealing with the same shit. Sergio Perez, do all your other colleagues have 2 heads? Okay? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Get the
and then they're threatening us with another contract extension for him. We'll have to watch another season of this.
Release us, bro.
Free me.
Father.
Father, stretch your hands. Get us out of this hell that we're in.
No, he's not good. And I think there's too often weekends like this which range from mediocre to downright awful.
Yeah.
And he's in this bland beige of absolute bullshit. And yeah, it's just, for me, I just find it not good at all.
Unacceptable.
Not acceptable. Not acceptable. Logan, out-qualified by Logan Sargent. Oh, 16th. Ooh, what about this Spanish dish? Oh, this paella is busting. Oh, this Spanish cheesecake is light and fluffy. Burn at the top.
Oh, Basque cheesecake is amazing.
Yeah, that Basque cheesecake. Hey, if you man haven't had a Basque cheesecake, have one or 16 on Philando. Don't piss me off. Ugh. Not been going good for him recently, has it?
No, it hasn't. And I thought maybe it was like the car, but Sir Stroll is,
Yeah. Well, look, Lance Stroll is getting most out of it. That's 2 weeks in a row. He's been out qualified by Lance Stroll now. I'm not anything, but I am noticing. I have eyes.
Observing, yeah,
observing. You know what? Not everything needs a reaction. Learn to sit back and observe.
We in the cut, just chilling. When everybody's ready to start the wash dialogue.
Yeah. I'll be there.
Call us,
I'm qualified by Kevin Magnussen in 15th. Lance Stroll in 14th. Look, I can't throw any more dirt on Daniel Ricciardo's name than I already have. To be honest, like, this is the last season we're seeing Daniel Ricciardo in F1.
You think?
Honestly, this dunking he's getting from Yuki right now is
embarrassing.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, he's not that guy. Come on. But we've already done that. I don't want to talk about the same things again and again and again.
Patterns repeating. You know what I'm saying? It's not our fault. It's the same story every week.
We're not exactly Tom Hanks in the fucking... Do you know what I mean? What's that film? The Da Vinci Code. Like, fucking plain sight, bro.
Right.
I'm looking at... He's 5 places behind his teammate Q3. Nico Hülkenberg, again, a strong showing. Where have this Alpine been all season?
Yo.
What the hell?
Another one that just came out of nowhere. Surprising.
Nowhere. Like, and for Gasly to out-qualify Ocon as well, again, I think that's really good because he's been struggling against Ocon this season.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because both of them went out.
Absolutely.
I don't blame them. But this would be a really good... I guess just a quick word on the Alpines, I guess, 10th and 11th, really good performance from them.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, for me, the Alpines, like you said, like, I feel like the drivers are just trying to perform as high as possible to get out of this team. Like, I think that's really all we're seeing is that they're just trying to like be like, hey, don't forget about me when it comes time to shuffle people around. So yeah, that's kind of how I've been reading their performances because the car still sounds like shit. The team still operationally is in a bad place. So yeah, I think Pierre and Esteban are like ready to peace out.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. And no surprise, it's a fucking mess of that team.
Yeah.
I don't see better.
It's not looking good.
Great performance from Alex Albon, getting that Williams.
Yeah.
I guess it's the first time we've seen him in Q3 this season, I think. I feel like it is.
Yeah.
And this is the kind of thing that we were seeing from Williams, I guess, at circuits last season where there was, a long straights and, they had great, straight line speed in races where Alex Albon was sneaking into the top 10. But for him to do it at Williams, again, I was just not expecting him to get into the top 10. And to qualify ninth for Williams, who desperately need some good performances, this is a big result for them.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
Yuki Tsunoda, I love you, man. You're just the best. Again and again, he's just, I think there's rumors of, potentially Haas. For next season. I mean, that Lawrence Stroll must love his kids so much that even Honda can't get him out of there and get Yuki in. Like,
I think,
we'll see.
I want to see him promoted somewhere. If it is Haas, which it's not the greatest, but I want him out of that Red Bull system. Like, free him.
Free Yuki back down your doors.
Yuki.
Honestly, Lewis in 7th, and we've got Max in 6th. George Russell in 5th. Lando Norris in 4th. Carlos Sainz Jr. in 3rd. Sorry, can we quickly talk about Carlos Sainz? Has gone from having a mega Audi deal on the table, not signing it, waiting around for Red Bull, not getting a seat there, waiting around Mercedes, not getting a seat there, and is apparently in talks with Williams. A few weeks ago, we said Carlos Sainz knows his worth.
Right.
I think he over-egged it.
Yeah.
I think he over-egged it.
Yeah. See, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Should have signed that contract.
And you know what? Carlos, you can't just have a good girl and then just be ignoring her and just looking at other options. And then when she goes, be like, oh no. Shouldn't have treated her like that.
You weren't going to wait around for me forever?
Yeah, imagine your Audi just watching this guy be an absolute sket for every team on the grid. Other than you, you're wanting to build a team around him. You want him to be a leader, and he's like, "Oh, no, I'm not sure." Now look, you're going to be part of an Excel spreadsheet team. So yeah, good luck.
Best of luck to that man.
Good luck to you. Oscar Piastri 2nd and Charles Leclerc in 1st. Congrats, Charles.
Yes, Charles.
Right. Do you have predictions?
Honestly, no. Which feels good for the first time because I'm just feeling like I just want to see what happens. Like I don't recognize this grid. You know what I mean? Like these are faster. We got Oscar Piastri up there. We have, Charles Leclerc, the Mercedes. I know they're not fast in quali, but who knows what they might be in race pace. It feels like really mixed up. So I don't know where to put my thoughts actually. So I will say I do, fingers crossed, as we've been talking, I'm like, man, I do hope that Charles wins. So that would be my prediction. Charles Leclerc wins his Monaco Grand Prix home race. So you can put that to bed.
No, honestly, yeah. Charles, I'm going to make a bold prediction. And I'm going to say a Mercedes podium.
Yeah.
Pure luck from a safety car at some point.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to say.
That feels feasible, yeah.
Yeah, I feel, I'm going to put my boys from Brackley, got my support. Remember, if you don't love us at our worst, got us at our best. So, yeah, I think stable car.
Yeah.
Let's see. Tash, I'm going to go to a wedding. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, you got to go. You got to go.
Who's causing the safety car? The safety car is going to be caused by Kevin Magnussen. He is the new Latifi, basically. That is like, you need something done, he'll get it done for you. Tasha, thank you very much. You've been an incredible guest. You're not a guest. This is your show.
It's our show.
I get so confused when we're like bouncing between shows. Thank you for hosting with me today.
Absolutely.
Guys, let us know what you think. What are your predictions? What do you think of the performances today? It should Sergio Perez be fired out of a cannon and never return to Red Bull? I think so. Either way, it's a Monaco Grand Prix. We'll see you after the Grand Prix for our race review. And yeah, I'm going to go to a wedding.
Have fun.
You keep on the black side.
Look, mate, if you've got this far, clearly you like what we do. So here's a link to subscribe to the Quickstop F1 family. Give that a click. And here's another link to some more cool on our channel. Sorry, cool stuff. And remember, no matter what happens, keep it on the black stuff. Click the stuff. Click the links. Click the links. Click the links. There. They're there.